Whoa, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and this time we are joined by the one, the only, the lovable Mr. Lobo. How you doing today, Lobo? Welcome
I'm
back.
doing absolutely fantastic, my guy. After watching BH3 just do incredibly well in their previous game. I mean, double fish is always a funny one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. We got to see it all. I mean, you were doing a little bit of rhyming yourself there, Hyde, so I absolutely loved it. But we are going to move on to our final game of the off-stream broadcast, and it's going to be Volticons taking on, I believe it's J'aime le Poulet. Now, J'aime le Poulet need to get a game on the board. But Volticons also very, very good. They want to stop this from happening. We got Scyther in the central lane, and Snow, my guy, very well known for this Scyther.
Yeah, we're already going into the top. We got Psyduck there. We got leaving that top lane wild Pokemon there for the Magikarp to capture. Going for the hits, going for the KOs. Get that effort bar up as quick as possible. But Snorlax already down here in the bottom lane in trouble here in the top. Magikarp not making much progress on that effort bar.
I mean, it is Qatar on a Mega Gyarados, so we do see it, but I like the introduction of Slowbro here because a Slow Beam, still one of the best Unite moves in the game, completely able to shut down Mega Charizard Y, going to try and secure that away, but Qatar doesn't manage to get it. Psyduck also being paired with that Mega Gyarados, also such a fun combination in that top lane. If that Magikarp can climb that waterfall, get to its final state evolution. Looks like we have both central laners rotating to top lane hide for these middle Altaris, but they might meet in the middle and high five.
Absolutely. 850s are here. Down from the top side here. Zacian's already taking him down, and boom! Scyther goes in. Mimikyu just a little too slow on the uptake. Says, you know what? There's no value here. I know my time is from my central lane. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to start taking it.
I mean, look, we've seen Tibby play the Zacian so often before. They're so brilliant on that Zacian. Go for the Sacred Sword instead of the Metal Claw this time around. Trying to get a few more stuns on the board. Traffy struggling a little bit, not taking that central area. Still a little bit of Froakie, but when we see him in this situation here, Hyde, he does manage to get that Greninja online, even into that late game. Very, very effective. War Turtle online is busy now. And Slowbro in a bit of trouble because Magikarp has climbed that mountain and is that big blue fish.
Yep, already looking up there for the 8 minutes there. But Demer, this is Rayquaza. Regidrago has been banned from this map, and instead, Swabluotaria be taking its place. Different type of dragon coming in here. Mimikyu, the Dragon Slayer, being that ghost fairy type, coming in, kidnapping that Altaria, putting it in the Pokeball, putting it in its pocket there, ready to dunk some points with the Eos energy. It dropped.
Oh, traffic dangerously low, trying to bait the side of Volticons in, but Snow saw the bait, went in, hit it with that dual wing beat, taking up a nice KO. Mbok is going to come down in to the bottom lane. Snow has got the Shadow Tag onto it. The Mimikyu dives in, goes for the Shadow Climb. This is why this Pokemon gets banned so often. The resets on Shadow Sneak are so good if you're able to pick up a KO on whatever has that target on. J'aime le Poulet looking strong in the early game. Volticons not going to give anything back, but Hyde, we got a donut store on the board.
Listen, I just want to say I love the bravery that's on Fizzy. They were getting a Mimikyu right on top of them, almost gets the KO. All of a sudden, Fizzy gets a little bit of HP. The bravery goes right to max, and they're on top of the Mimikyu. 3-level difference, and they're already going at it here. But the Slowbro's coming in. Nice Surf of the Day version there. As the Green Illusion dive comes out, picks up the Mimikyu, picks up the Snorlax. They're going for the Psyduck. They're going for the Scyther, but it's not going to be enough.
Just the delete button that is that Green Illusion Dive. Daddy Leon trying to stop Traffy from getting in to secure that Regirock with the Greninja, but the defensive buffs are going to be so huge for Daddy Leon on that Slowbro. Just going to be able to sit there, tank it if they need to. Timmy's got it as well, as they're going to turn their attention to this Regieleki. We got Ratsu here as well, can shred that down with the Shadow Claw, and I think Timmy might just let him have it because he knows the rest of Volticons are on their way up to do a little bit of defending on this pad, but Psyduck going to be a little bit cheeky in that bottom lane.
I mean, that's the thing with Regieleki, too. Sure, you take the objective. Sure, you get a little bit of experience for the Pokemon that are around it after you take it, but it's an objective that you don't get an immediate satisfaction on. You don't get an immediate benefit from it. You have to actually push it in. So even though you get it, Tippy was just like, you know what? Nah, I'm not going to play for it. I thought about securing it, but I'm smarter than that. I'm big brain. I got the IQ, just like Blastoise, who took all of those Altarias and Swablu's for the side of Volticons.
Fizzy being online with this Blastoise is going to be a problem. It's the battle of the big boys. Snorlax's going to put up that block. Mabok is going to try and do some damage there and pin them off. But this Mewtwo with the teleport just able to dish out that damage. Mimikyu decided they saw us. They went into the wild grass. Professor Oak says, don't go in the wild grass without a wild Pokemon of your own. As Snow is turning their attention to the basement lane. They're trying to find their way out, but we've got a bit of stun and a little bit of a stalemate going through. J'aime le Poulet are the first team on the board with points 25-0. Low scoring game, but they want to change this, make a bit of a difference right now, pressuring this tier 1 on the bottom side. And Surf hits a big wall, and a big wall is you.
But the tanks of Volticons have come together. They're hunting down the Mimikyu. They just said, listen, you can't take both of us. You may take one, but we're going to clap back. We're going to come down. But Zashi and Scyther are here to help alleviate the pressure. But there goes Traffy with the Mimikyu. They're back. It's a 4v4 scenario into the bottom there. But Gyarados comes down and says, hello.
I mean, it's time to play Reggie Roulette, our favorite game of the night. It is a Reg Ice, which is going to benefit. Well, Big Surf comes in from a daddy as we go through. Sorry, that's Fizzy. Does try to hit the slow beam on it to the Mega Gary. But Mega Gary says absolutely not. I'm a survivor. Volticon's going to try and clean this up with a combination play of the Green Illusion Time and the Mega Mewtwo-Y. And they shred down J'aime le Poulet, and now they're finally going to get some scores in if they can do the quick math. That's a 50 and a 40 and a nice little chunk of change for Volticons.
31 over. They went from the big old goose egg at 420 to 111 by 4 minutes. That is quite the turnaround, Mr. Lobo. And that is exactly what Volticons wants. This is a team that you know can pull out big plays. They're the only team to have defeated the undefeatable BH3 at EUIC. So this is a massive opponent for J'aime le Poulet to be up against.
Look, Traffy's going to go in, trying to get a KO on this Mewtwo, but beautiful teleport takes him across the board. Traffy says, I am going to hunt, and hunt I will, but there is a wall the size of a giant tortoise named Fizzy, popping the Hydro Typhoon, saving their ranged attacker, and that was beautiful defensive play coming out from Fizzy. Now they're hunting a Gyarados. Gyarados caught out in no man's land, and Snow says, here's a dual wing beat for your troubles, my guy. Let's turn our attention to the Reggie that spawned a little while ago. Regieleki going to walk in to this top pad because Snow is completely unabated in this top path, my guy.
Yeah, Volticon's looking very strong here. We got Slowbro down in the bottom here, but the rest of them up in the top, looking to put the pressure on, looking for a pick. There's the Snorlax thinking, hey, Tibby, you're looking juicy. But Tibby says, ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna dog, I'm gonna dash through, and we're gonna take some of these birds.
I mean, cheeky stuff going on by Daddy Leon, trying to look for a 40 dunk in the bottom path, but Ratsu was there to ward them off. We're about 14 seconds away from Reggie Roulette. Coming up again, our greatest game show of the 10 minutes. Pick your poison, which Reggie is going to spawn, but here we got Fizzy in a little bit of bother, trying to surf his way out. He does manage to get past the wall, but is going to be a KO by the side of J'aime le Poulet, and they've rolled the Reggie Roulette. They've rolled a Reggie Rock with the combination of Blastoise and Slowbro. That is going to be immense going into this first game, which, of course, Hyde, we know is the big green dragon.
Listen, word on the street is a couple of hobbits said the only brew for the brave and true comes from the green dragon themselves, and here they are to serve up that brew. We have Volticons coming in a single file line. Hi-ho, away we go as J'aime le Poulet starts the engagement. We have the Infinite Cyber coming out. Boom, Mega Gyarados on the field. Boom, the Power Nap comes through. Boom! We have first KO there. Snorlax, Mimikyu are gone. J'aime le Poulet, 1, 2, 3, 4. Psyduck getting served up hot as Duck on Flambe here as Volticons turns on the Great Green Dragon and goes, hey, wait a minute, guys.
I mean, big team wipe coming out from the side of Volticons. I really thought that was going to go the way of J'aime le Poulet in that fight. They had everything going for them. Big block by you to stop them all off. We had the Mimikyu come in with the play with me, and then the Mega Gyarados into the Dragon Current, but they just sustained it. And Hyde, I have to think that had to have come from those Reggie Rock buffs. Not a single member of Volticons dropping in that fight. But 131 to 361. They've still got time. There's 50 seconds left on the clock. Can they make a push? Those Rayquaza seals are still there. But look at what's happening in the top lane. Cheeky from the side of Volticons. But Daddy Leon is here with a Rayquaza buff to try and stop it. But they might just let this go in.
They absolutely are. They just said, you know what? You want to take it? That's fine. Take your hundo burger, 279 to 361. But 419, 519, 58 comes in. Massive point differential. Now they base. Now they jump. J'aime le Poulet needs to come in. There's the Mega Gyarados back online. We're looking for a KO. We're looking to try to get something. 300 points, 200 points in a little bit is all they need. But 1 and 2's already done and gone. 13 seconds. Not enough manpower, not enough points, not enough distance to go the whole way. Volticons cleaning up game number 1.
Absolutely brilliant. Another team wipe coming out from the side of Volticons. A strong game 1. I thought, I mean, again, we saw it hide at the Rayquaza fight. I thought that fight was going to go for the way of Volticons, but their health bars did just not deplete at all. Cherry King, beautiful 14 assists. Daddy Leon with 13. Fizzy with 15. The defenders on show tonight. But let's not take anything away from Snow coming up, cleaning out with the 9 KOs and 258 points scored as well. Snow knows when to dive in. They know when to engage. And that green illusion dive acts like a delete button for the side of Volticons. Brilliant game 1 from this team. What do J'aime le Poulet have to change? Now, I have to ask you this question. I have to ask you a very serious question. Traffy is very good on that Greninja, but is it working in these comps?
You know what? I gotta ask that as well because we didn't really see too much of the Greninja come on and pop off in the last few games there. Over the last few sets that we've seen, it just hasn't been doing the work. It's been getting caught out. It's been getting overextended. It's been baited. So I think Greninja just might not be working it for overall here. So for J'aime le Poulet, so we might need to see a pivot. A different A presser could be in the works there. I mean, Cinderace still on the line. We got some stuns there with the Blaze Kick there. You could always flare it up a little bit since you were the ones who banned the Blissey out. Maybe you could go in with a little bit of flare and maybe do a Blissey into a Razor Leaf Decidueye.
Yeah, oh, it's interesting. Wait, whoa. Hide. Now calm yourself, my guy. I did not just hear you say Razor Leaf Decidueye. I mean, again, the burst damage is going to be really helpful. But again, I wonder if when it comes to these range attackers, we're seeing range attackers be played that have good movement. Decidueye just does not have the best movement. I mean, we've seen Spirit Shackle be played. We've seen it do quite well and be quite successful. But even the front line of Psyduck and Snorlax, I don't think is going to protect you from Snow and that Scyther.
No, that's the burst damage. That's the big weakness of Decidueye as well. Even when you get a nice pocket for it, it's very weak to CC and stun, very weak to burst damage as well. And let's take a look at the bans here, Lobo. Mamoswine, Blissey, Crustle for the side of Volticons. Meanwhile, we're going the ways of the Mega Lucario, Mega Charizard Y coming up for J'aime le Poulet. And I guess somebody over there didn't get the memo because they banned Umbreon out, which is already global banned in UCS. But J'aime le Poulet wanted to be doubly sure.
I mean, that's important because they probably knew that they were getting the Mega Gyarados. And, once you play Mean Look Umbreon into a Mega Gyarados, it's very hard to really get movement on that Gyarados. It is one of the, I guess, surefire counters to the Mega Gyarados alongside that slow beam that Daddy Leon has. Look at the bands on the side of Cherry King who are on your purple side, guys. So it's opposite to what you're seeing currently on the stream, just the perks of spectate, I guess. Mamoswine, Blissey, and Crosses, they really didn't want to get caught out in any kind of rocky type situation with Rock Tomb, or they didn't want to be caught out with Ice Fang right now. I feel like Mamoswine is in such a good place that any good Mamoswine player, which let me get this straight, all of them are, has the ability to engage and bring anything up. And so a Pokemon like Scyther, where it does a lot of damage, does have the ability to get caught out and be taken out very quickly. So I think those are very interesting bands, good bands to really kind of help your own team. But obviously, if one team doesn't ban out the Megas, they just leave them open. And that's why Mega Darius got through. But, mate, you can't let that Mega Charizard Y through.
No, you absolutely can't. But we got some highlights to go take a look at there, and we get to see exactly why Mamoswine was banned out. In the hands of Bo, this might be a problem there because they had some pretty good engagements with the Snorlax
Mm.
there. They get the block in the pocket there. You're ready to go. Already zoning out the Zacian, trying to get a little bit of extra things going for a pick, not able to quite find it.
Yeah, but look at this here. This is the beautiful part. There's the Hydro Typhoon. The Infinite Sideburn comes out and the Slow Beam onto the Mimikyu. It wasn't even onto the Mega Gyarados because it was already evolved. But then the Green Illusion Dive manages to just, again, it just does so much damage if you're able to target it properly, especially if you're marked with a Scyther. But look at this. This is where I thought it was going to happen. The block initiated. They were all trapped into the Infinite Sideburn. I thought Volticons were in a bit of trouble. Look at how low Blastoise's health is. Look at how low Tibi's health is right now, but gets saved. I mean, Tibi survives and Snorlax goes down, and then all of J'aime le Poulet disappear. I mean, two members of Volticons did go down, but there should have been a quicker KO. And I guess that's them's the breaks when you play Reggie Roulette on this map.
Yeah, Scyther has a lot of burst damage, a lot of great potential behind it when you pair that up with a Pokemon like Zacian, like Mewtwo Y, who's able to support it with stuns and follow-up damage, including secures on KOs. Absolutely demonic. So Zacian is a really good pick here in the hands of Volticons. I don't think it's ban worthy there, but it definitely need to respect the pick.
I mean, we've seen Tibi play that Zacian over many, many years, so we know that they are very, very aggressive on that Zacian, especially when they're in that top lane. I mean, yeah, you're right. It's probably not worth a target ban, but I mean, Tibi on that Zacian is a problem to deal with anyway. So we'll see how they decide to change up the bans. I'm just trying to figure out they need to find a way to get onto that front line. Mewtwo was barely touched. Sorry, that backline. Mewtwo was barely touched. That wall of Blastoise and Slowbro. I mean, you just cannot let it happen because those are two Surf Pokemon. Stunned by Surf, then into a Slow Beam, then into a Hydro Typhoon. Mate, we like to press buttons in this game, even though Unite are only given us the option of using one move set. Still got to press buttons to win the game. But Volticon's comp there just was a complete shutdown.
Yeah, absolutely was. I mean, we didn't really see too many pivotal plays with the Slowbro and the Slow Beam, but that's not really where it was effective as well. It was the
Yeah.
Surfs. It was the Vanguard Bell that was most likely holding. Surf comes out with a lot of stuns. Get those heals every 5 seconds on Slowbro because everything Slowbro outputs is a stun. Telekinesis is a stun. Surf is a stun. Scald almost is a stun. You got that burn that's ticking down damage there. That's a lot of healing that's coming Slowbro's way on top of the Oblivious ability. So Slowbro stocks have gone way up ever since Vanguard Bell released, and I'm glad to see it's getting a lot of love out of Volticons.
I mean, it's a Pokemon that hasn't really been touched because I think I say it every time we get to see one. It is a it's just the mental thing of Slowbro being there because one instant Unite move into that Slow Beam and your attacker, your diver, your whatever is completely taken out of the game, and it gives the entire team a chance to jump on a hyper carry that is your team, whether that is the Mimikyu or whether that is the Mega Gyarados. And I like Volticons' confidence in this game because they said, pick the Mimi, pick the Gary, I will stop you from moving. And it seems like Volticons have just done this again. Qatar is going to go on to the Mega Gyarados. They've taken the Slowbro away, and Reds are going to stay on that Mimikyu as well. However, I did see a Trevenant, and I believe that's a Cerule Edge on the side of Volticons.
Yeah, Charcadet going to be heading into that central path along with Meowth, Lobo. J'aime le Poulet is here to go with a full stun combo there. They got the lockdown with Mimikyu, the lockdown with the Slowbro. So hopefully this is the solution they need for Volticons' burst damage. They're heavy carries. Ceruledge is in very big trouble here, along with that Gyarados there in the pockets of Volticons here. But right now, we got to get through this early game. And right now, Mewtwo, Trevenant, putting down the beatdown.
I mean, the first time we're also seeing a Meowth head into that central lane as well. And this is where Mimikyu can struggle a little bit if it doesn't have access to that central lane. It comes, I mean, Scratch and Astonish early game are quite weak to help Mimikyu really do some damage. It needs access to that Shadow Claw, but Mewtwo in a bit of trouble. Chari's going to go down as Meowth comes in through all Team Rocket style and gives some momentum to J'aime le Poulet in the bottom side. However, we've got three members top side. They want to focus on getting, I do believe this is the baby fish. So we are seeing red fish, blue fish. one fish, two fish come out to play with middle Altares come up, and that is a very quick Gyarados.
Yeah, it's not before 9 minutes, but 8:50, just as good. So we do have the down here. We have J'aime le Poulet taking a major power position down in the bot lane, but Volticons swinging heavy up into the top. Gossifleur going into that central path, but that is the problem. It's a Gossifleur, not even evolved, still level 3. Has the misfortune of meeting up with Ceruledge and Mamoswine in their own central path.
I mean, they're looking for the Mamoswine, but Ceruledge could get out here, but Meowth has the ability to chase them down. I don't know what Snow is trying here, but they're going to give it away, get that Gossifleur online behind. Funny bit of information for you. The quickest Gyarados we have ever seen over here at Engage and Play Unite Pro is 9 minutes and 12 seconds. We still haven't seen a beating of that timer just yet, as these two Gyaradoses are just going to slip, slop, slash against each other and tail wag. But it is the one from Volticons that gets the advantage.
Man, Piloswine's such a strong pick here as well. Volticons did a great job bringing him in. J'aime le Poulet was a little bit scared, trying to ban it out. Or sorry, Volticons banned it out. And they're like, you know what? Listen, you can ban it out. We'll bring it back in. We're going to say, you know what? Listen, this is the guy. Big old buff guy needs a little bit of response as well. Slowbro goes with the telekinesis, picks up the Trevenant. Not able to find a KO on it, but Piloswine claps back and says, we found the KO on you.
Mega Mewtwo Y into that Mega Form, just going to shred everything down. 2720, Altara is going to come down as well. They cannot seem to get past Fizzy on this Trevenant, channeling Jirawe, as Trevenant is such a problem. Meowth cannot go in right. I'm sorry, that is Mimikyu. They have the same color hide. Forgive me for that one. But the Side Strike is going to go in. Reggie Roulette on the clock. What's your guess?
You know what? Reg is Steel, and that
That's
came in
not
late,
fair. That's not fair.
Hey,
not fair at all.
You asked me with 2 seconds on the clock. I had barely any time to respond, so I just said, you know what? It's like rock, paper, scissors, but that split second you see it spawning in, you know exactly what's coming. You're like, I guess it. Boom! But then you throw out the wrong answer anyways. But Regieleki up at the top here, gonna go to the side of Volticons, showing no mercy, saying, listen, we are going to bootleg conscript you into playing for our team. Regieleki crashes in, puts them at an even 100, but they're not done. Mewtwo laying down the A-press power on the Mimikyu as they're able to dive in. There goes the Trevenant, kidnaps there. Revenant Red comes through. Boom! Points raining in now, further extending the lead of Volticons as J'aime le Poulet falls 1 by 1.
I mean, they're going to break that at 6 minutes, so we're going to get another Regieleki, and that is a win con coming out for the side of Volticons. We did see the Unite move from Meowth come out, which I do remember, Hyde. It's called Gold Coin Barrage. You try saying that 3 times fast, but there's a telekinesis on to Fizzy. It's not going to get away. Meowth has to pop the eject button into the Horn Leech. Another siege on to the bottom side path. Gyarados is not here. However, Phantom Forest does come out into the Ice Fang. We still don't have a Mamoswine yet, but they're dangerously close. There goes the Mamoswine. Caster's Curse or Caster's Blessing. You decide. However, they're just going to back it on off here. But these defenders so far forward.
Absolutely. 225 to 98. Volticons doing a fantastic job here, keeping the power position. They just grabbed Reggie Drago. That does mean it's not Rayquaza. I've kind of forgot the map there, but judging by all the bushes, it's Kyogre, baby. We're going in with a red fish, blue fish, and into an even bigger blue fish as Volticons looking to lock this in. And Lobo, we've only hit the halfway mark.
I mean, the Infinite Cyber had to come down as well, as we do have the Gyarados going under the water, under the sea, into the Dragon Current. The Mega Gyarados is about to join us shortly, but there is a bunch of Volticon members just sitting on that pad, ready to absorb all of this damage. Mega Gyarados cannot be as effective as we thought it would be. Slowbro is going to get picked up, put down, and sat all the way down as we have a crash into this tier. But Reggie Roulette, Hyde, before we scroll over, what is the Reggie?
Rock! It's rock! Go for it! Go! Dang, it's Steel. It's always going to be the wrong one. You know what? There's another one in 2 minutes. I'm going to have another try at this, Lobo. And this time, it's not going to be Steel. It's going to be Reg Ice. I'm predicting it now. The final roulette is Reg Ice.
I mean, we got 18 seconds on the clock. Regieleki isn't even going to be touched right now. They might stall this. They might want to take it off the board, but if they take it off the board before 4 minutes, you get another one, but it doesn't matter. Volticons just want to fight. Telekinesis is going to pull up Traffy. That's not going to do anything because the Horn Leech into the Woodhammer. Phantom Forest is going to come out as well. Ice, big ice. I was going to say Ice Fang, but that is an Earthquake by the big Ice type Pokemon coming through. And Volticons is controlling this game. The spatial awareness. Mimic, you tried to jump in, but that was a 1v5, and Volticons collapses once again on to the mistakes that J'aime le Poulet are doing, because this pressure hide, it's intense.
Yeah, J'aime le Poulet is playing exactly the way Volticons wants. Honestly, give up the bottom lane, go to the top, remove the Regieleki. That is win con against you. Volticons is playing the long game, and J'aime le Poulet is playing right into their plans. Regieleki's now uncontested. There's nothing on the map that Volticons wants to play for except the Regieleki. J'aime le Poulet has been losing a lot of these team fights, not able to keep up on top of it. So when they go for the Regieleki there, they're going to be feeling the pressure and possibly the weight that is Volticons.
A lot of the time, Hyde, when we see a baby Gyarados go up against a Mega Gyarados, it is the baby Gyarados that is getting, I want to say, the advantage of over the Mega right now. I don't know if it's because of the team comps. I don't know if it's the way that they're supporting. Usually when you have a Mega Gyarados on the field, you are supporting that Mega Gyarados entirely, whereas Tibby has just kind of been roaming on their own and joining these team fights when they need to. Maybe the reliance on the big Mega Gyarados is what is hindering right now, but they take away the hindrance of the Regieleki walking, stomping their way to that home pad. But Hyde, it's that time. It's our favorite game show. You said Registeel. 3, 2, 1. It is Regirock.
It's Rock. Well, of course, I said Reg Ice against Reg Rock beforehand. No, it's going to be the Regirock now after Hyde's already late. But you know what? The important thing is Regieleki's off the field. J'aime le Poulet not having to deal with that pressure at all. But Volticons getting ready for the old rip and flip there. J'aime le Poulet doesn't know what's about to hit him.
I mean, they could rip this right now, and they are going for it. They're all in the middle there, but they're not hitting it with full intent right now. It seems like J'aime le Poulet is just waiting, playing the patient game, maybe waiting for some Unites to come back, but the Unite economy is good. There's the Slowbro pick into the Ice Fang, Infinite Sideburn. Slowbro goes down. Slow Beam is not a problem that they need to deal with right now. Gyarados he jumps over the wall. They're going after it. The Mega Gyarados has to dive under the water into the Dragon Current. Dragon Current by Baby Gyarados as well. Mega is here. They have to retreat, but Volticons is on the chase. I think Meowth popped its Unite move. No, yes, it did. The Gold Coin Barrage did come out. Gyarados pops right back in, but gets jumped by 3 members of Volticons. And there are 2 members left of J'aime le Poulet with a Slow Beam still activated. Can they make a Steel Hide?
Absolutely not. Ceruledge locking that in. Volticon's going to be taking game number 2. 356 to 194. Nobody to oppose them there. Going straight for the home pad, looking to dunk these points in. Now, there is still a possibility as J'aime le Poulet comes back in. They get the KOs, they get the buffs, they get the go-ahead. I'll tell you right now, this is going to be hard and rough. 790 to 194. A 600-point mile as we now just lost 2 more members for J'aime le Poulet.
I mean, that's what I like about you, Hyde. You're always the optimist, but even with enough change on the board, that is not enough. And I think the players are going to decide to call it quits because they have decided to just chill out in their home pad, unfortunately. But Volticons, a clean 2-0 victory coming out from their side. They want to make sure that this, I mean, the competition between those top 5 is so close right now, Hyde, and I can see that between the last game that we watched, between Los Canacudos and now Volticon, they've had a tough ride of it going up against the teams sitting pretty in those the first to third positions, but they want to show that they are just as good. This EU region, so close. J'aime le Poulet and Avalanche, they have 2 more weeks to try and get a win on the board, go back to the lab and try again. But Volticons going to end off our stream with a lovely 2-0 victory.
Listen, I'll tell you right now, Snow is absolutely demonic and so mean and possibly a little cruel on the Ceruledge here because only 6 KOs, but 14 assists. And I want to point out Lobo too. We're probably going to see it in the highlights as well. But Snow was tapping the ground on, getting the HP just a little bit low, just going tap, tap, tap. Wasn't even ripping it, but with no vision from J'aime le Poulet, they had to send somebody to go spy on it. And because the HP wasn't even there, they pulled away and peeled for the vision for nothing, allowing Volticons to collapse and just absolutely take them out 1 by 1. This is a diabolical thing that Snow did, not once, not twice, but 3 times during that fight.
Look, we talk about diabolical. I just want to talk again. Look at Daddy Leon and Fizzy as well. Always in the front line. It was Daddy Leon that found Bo at that was it. It was Kyogre. It was the Kyogre fight. And just took the slow beam completely out, which meant Snow and Tibby were able to go in completely carefree. And look at Tibby as a Gyarados. You're supposed to be in there. You're supposed to be taking a bit of damage. Fizzy took 12K damage, but dealt out 100K. I want you to process that real quick. That's the stats we see on ranged attackers who are not supposed to be in the thick of things. But that was done by a baby Gyarados.
Yep. Yep, that's demonic. That's diabolical. Also, Daddy Leon on that Mamoswine, criminal as well. What do you mean Mamoswine's in the front, taking names, taking picks, only 23K damage? What do you mean? Bro left almost untouched that entire game. I mean, it does make a little sense, though. J'aime le Poulet doesn't have a lot of damage in their pocket, most of it going to Traffy and Qatar. I did like to see the pivot from J'aime le Poulet off the Greninja to try something new, because if the Greninja's working, you got to throw something else at the wall. And Meowth almost stuck.
It did almost stick. It got a few chances, a lot of ability to get around the map, but we could see just how I mean oppressive Volticons was in that match, because Ratsu on one of the most popular Pokemon right now, the most apart from the Mega, is one of the most banned out Pokemon right now, just was not able to get going with that Mimikyu at all. It jumps in, it gets Horn Leash, it gets Ice Fang, and then it just gets cut down. But Chari also as well, sitting on 64K damage, 14K damage held, couldn't get to the backline. The damage just couldn't be found because, in all honesty, it was absorbed by Daddy Leon and Fizzy in most of those matches. I think we have some highlights coming up. So, production, if we get over to the highlights, we just want to see some of the action that came through. J'aime le Poulet do have to go back to the drawing board. But as we look at some of these highlights here, again, the eject into the wood hammer. I mean, it's unnecessary, but it was there. And then this 6 minutes 20. And to get this kind of wipe and to take out a tier 2, ridiculous.
Yeah, and here we go down to the bottom there. Volticons is looking to take this pad. We get a nice pickup with that telekinesis on the Slowbro, uninterrupted. Hits the right target, just not able to collapse and do anything with it there. Two members all of a sudden fall down. The pressure just keeps mounting. Volticons just doing an absolutely diabolical pressure on against J'aime le Poulet, keeping these pads and going. And now they'll go to the Groudon fight. Boom! They're secured by the Sarah Ledge, taken down. Just absolutely monstrous.
I mean, it was a very, very well played fight by Volticons. But guys, that is going to be us. 3 games up, 3 games down, done and dusted. Los Calacudos securing a win. Volticons securing a win. And I know I watched the first game, but my brain is not working. It was BH3, of course, maintaining their winning ways. Now, obviously, guys, us casters here, we love to do our team of the week as well. So after you guys go and watch the official broadcast later today, where the rest of these teams are going to finish off the rest of the games, head on over to playunite.pro and fill out your own team of the week. Compare your team of the week with us casters here as well. Giving yourselves the chance to do the team of the week is such a fun way for us to engage with the community. You see what I did there? Engage with the community and see where everyone else's thoughts are and where their eyes get drawn into these fights. But that is going to be us done. Big shout out to Spartan Tana, who has left us so early. He was so young. So young.
He was.
A big thank you to everyone of our production, Zen, who is coordinating Dragon, who's on the observation, and Yash as well behind the scenes. Big thank you to Engage and Play Unite Pro. And of course, Hyde, thank you to you as well. You are on a different time zone than us, but we love having you here. But that being said, I've been Loba, that's been Hyde. We love you very much. We will see you next time. Have a beautiful morning, evening, good night, wherever you are. Much love. Bye. Mwah.
Mwah!